The Nike LeBron 15 gets chopped down into a low top, and we have the performance review. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, as far as traction is concerned, the pattern itself has not changed between the mid top and the low top. However, the implementation definitely has changed. This little diamond pattern or like track spike look that these guys feature used to be featured horizontally along most of the outsole from heel to toe, whereas now it's kind of like in a circular motion, and it performed a lot better upon lateral movements than the mid top did, at least for me. I had mentioned this in the LeBron 15 performance review, but those shoes really felt like a linear type of shoe for a linear type of player. I'm not just a straightforward player. I actually move from side to side. I have to cut around screens and move down the baseline and things like that, trying to get myself open for an open look, being a shooter and all of that kind of good stuff. So a setup like this for me actually works a lot better than something like that. However, it wasn't perfect. I did have some slipping right along this little ball of the foot area. I don't know if it was due to the traction itself, because that section is actually implemented in the same exact way as the LeBron 15. The difference between the two is that the forefoot on these guys really slope upward in that section, which is kind of weird, and it also feels really funny at first. You do get used to it, and it makes for a really fluid and smooth transition. But like I said, I just think that it moves up to the point to where you're not having the outsole in contact with the floor as quickly as maybe something like that. So upon quick toe offs and things like that, that's where I get a little bit of hesitation and slip. Not anything that really like deterred me from wanting to play in them. These were really, really awesome on court, but just something to keep in mind. As far as dust, I mean, I can see a ton of it right here, and what it's actually doing is going between the channels and staying there. So because this pattern is real aggressive and it protrudes out like this in this diamond form, traction isn't a huge issue with these. If the court you're playing on is really dusty, you might need to wipe every once in a while, but I didn't really have too many problems with these overall. All in all, I would say that the traction is a slight upgrade from the mids, but just slightly. Now the cushion setup has changed between this and the mid top. The mid top had unbelievable cushion, almost too much for me. These guys take things down a couple notches. It's almost the same exact setup as something like the LeBron 9 and the LeBron 9 Elite. And for those of you old school Nike basketball fans from the 90s era, it's kind of like an Air Penny model. So what we have here is an Air Max unit in the heel and then Zoom Air in the forefoot. You get kind of the best of both worlds. You got amazing impact protection in the back, a springy toe off section in the forefoot that still rides low enough to the ground to give you some court feel. The Zoom Air itself is bottom loaded. However, it's so comfortable, man. I'm not even playing like this stuff. This stuff feels great. It's a thick unit, and even though it does not rest directly underneath your foot, you wouldn't actually know that unless somebody told you. I think the Phylon is the real kicker here. I think that's the thing that really makes these comfortable. Sometimes Phylon can be real dense, whereas other times it could be really, really comfortable. This is one of those times. These guys feel fantastic. And then like I said earlier, there's an Air Max unit in the heel. The cushion setup right here, perfect for pretty much anybody. If you're a low profile player, you want some cushion though, you're gonna be happy with these. If you're a bigger guy and you need cushion, you're also gonna be happy with these. This is just a really well-balanced sneaker. The materials are one thing that has not changed between the mid and the low, and I personally love that because the materials were one of my favorite features. We have a battle knit upper, and the only real difference is they get rid of the stretchy knit that was at the collar that was pretty much pointless on the mid, because inside of those were pretty much the same exact build here. They were basically a low top with a really stretch knit upper right there. They've reduced the materials in that section. Like I said, it was kind of pointless, mostly for looks. This guy right here, just real basic, real simple, keeps things straightforward and to the point, which is something that I definitely appreciate. You still have some stretchy areas right here at the tongue, just for a quick, easy entry. These guys are not hard to put on whatsoever. You can pull that right open, slide your foot in there, and you're good to go. And the battle knit does not feel like it's changed between the two models either. It's lined with something behind it, but not to the point to where it kind of restricts the knit's actual function. So the material itself is real comfortable, it's flexible, it moves well with the foot, and whatever is backing it just kind of ensures that the knit doesn't stretch too much. Super solid upper right here. Just absolutely love everything about it. Now, as far as fit is concerned, I went true to size, and I think that they fit me great. There is a little bit of extra length in the toe box, so if you have a narrow foot, you might want to go down half a size. But I feel that the fit is going to be really adequate for most people. So what I would recommend, even for wide footers, is just going true to size. And then the lockdown was surprisingly nice in these guys. The eyelets are made out of fly wire. It's not my favorite thing, just because sometimes you don't actually feel as secure as you could. Normally, I enjoy when they reinforce the eyelet with fly wire versus something like this where it's just fly wire as the eyelet. But For whatever reason, it worked out well. Even the heel area fit fantastic, where the top Flyknit draws your heel into the back of the shoe, and then inside of here you have a nice little heel sculpted area, and it just kind of sucks everything in. It feels awesome. The overall support I was not super happy with the LeBron 15. It mainly was from the bottom or tooling of the model. I felt that they could have used an outrigger. It felt a little bit unstable for me, especially upon lateral movements or curling around the screen, then trying to stop quickly with my feet planted and then taking a jump shot or a three. And that's where these guys really start to differentiate themselves between the mid tops, where these actually have that outrigger. So I had no instability issues with these guys whatsoever. I really enjoyed my time in them. I thought that these were fantastic. And then everything else that you'd come to expect from a shoe in terms of support is in there. You have a torsional plate within the shoe. It's not anything substantial, but it gets the job done. And then you have an internal heel counter as well. The overall fit helps tie everything together. And like I said, these guys have that outrigger, so lateral movements are covered. It's not a huge outrigger, but it is enough to cover you. I think LeBron's PEs of the 15 mids actually kind of prove that even a small outrigger is better than no outrigger. So overall, the LeBron 15 low, I think, is just a fantastic model. I personally prefer it way more than the 15 mid. Again, I just feel that these are just a lot more stable. They're also a little bit lower to the ground for me without sacrificing much cushion. It's a really well-balanced shoe, like I said earlier, and I think that if you try these out for on-court use, you're really gonna dig them. Off-court use as well, they look really sleek, they look real cool. They're also super comfortable. You can't really go wrong. And that pretty much takes care of everything for the LeBron 15 low performance review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this review helped you guys out. If you're looking for the shoe, you can find them now over at eastbay.com. A direct link is going to be in the description box below for anybody interested. More performance information is also available at WearTesters.com. A link will be in the description for that as well. It'll head you over to the website where the written review is located. Plenty of additional information along with their price, their weight, and their scores. If you guys have played in the LeBron 15 low, let me know how you guys feel about it down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support, and until next time, guys, have a good one.